full of liquor, then we dive in it. Pull him to the side, let me slide in it.
Hi guys, thank you for all the views and all the comments and all the likes on the last storytime video. This one will be talking about boyfriend number 2 slash my stalker. If you're a little confused, we will get to that part very soon. But I met him in anime club in my high school. I was a freshman, like a direct freshman, and I had just broke up with boyfriend B 3 months ago. And so this guy had saw me in the anime club room watching this show. I had no idea what the show was. Still don't know what it was. But he came up to me, he was talking to me, and he's like, so I've never seen you around the school before. And I'm like, no, I'm a freshman. And he's like, oh, cool, I'm an 11th grader. He goes, my name is M. And I'm like, oh, cool. And mind you, I was 14, so he was about 17 when we met, but he turned 18 like a month later, which is kind of weird now that I think about it. But I digress. We were talking, we were friends, I guess, but he was like very adamant that he liked me, he wanted to get to know me, and he was interested in me. And as a 14-year-old girl, being a little stupid, I agreed. Which, looking back on it, it's like, yeah, you were 14, but it's also like a little weird that like an 18-year-old was attracted to me and I was 14. Cause like, what the fuck do we have in common? You're about to like graduate soon and I just got here. That's a little weird, my guy. But I digress. Me and him were talking every day, texting every day. We saw each other in school every day. He would come up to me where I would sit for breakfast. He would come, sit down with me, sit with my friends, and we would sit, talk. He would play his game on his phone, which now that I think about it, which was kind of shitty, because he was constantly playing something on his phone or on his phone, not paying attention to me. And like, yeah, I can see I was being a little clingy, but like at the same time, I was 14. You should have knew what the fuck you were getting into when you started dating a 14-year-old, especially one who didn't like have a really serious relationship until that point. But he was somewhat sweet, I can say, but there are some points where I look back on it and it's like really weird. This story is going to be a little sporadic because this happened about 4 years ago. I was in high school. My freshman year was 4 years ago. So me and him were talking every day, hanging out with each other every day. We would see each other in the club room every Wednesday. But I would ride this van to school, and he would take the bus, like the regular city bus. And so when it came to like clubs, I would have to wait after school for my aunt to come get me. And there was like this time where my aunt saw me and him coming out of the building together. We talked, we gave each other a hug, and then he went towards the bus, and my aunt was like, "Who was that?" And I'm like, nobody. And she probably thought it was so cute that I had a boyfriend. My mom knew about it, and my sister, but like nobody in my family knew about it, which is kind of like the story of my life where nobody really knows what's going on with me. But I digress. So a lot of these stories are going to be sporadic memories I have of him until like it gets to the complete serious parts. One red flag I should have noticed about him was me and him would FaceTime like every day after school, and anytime we would FaceTime, he would always be playing a game. Like, we wouldn't sit and talk. I would say something to him, he would probably not respond to me, if respond at all. And that in itself is kind of weird, that like you're FaceTiming me but we're not really talking. And I digress. There was one time where I was watching my little cousin and my niece. My little cousin was about, I'm gonna say 9 or 10 at the time, and my niece was 4, and he got into a screaming match with my little cousin. And now that I look back on it, I probably should have said, hey, this is not okay, but I was a kid and he was more an adult in this situation because he was 18, yelling at a 9-year-old, which was weird enough. And like really weird, and I remember this. And I just remember going, okay, we're done. And I hang up on him, and he's like, what's wrong? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my cool like that. And I'm like, you shouldn't be yelling at kids. And he's like, I won't do it again. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, fine. I forgive him, I guess. But like looking back on it, it's really weird you had a screaming match with 2 children. But there were other times where he would like get really weird about like my some of my shows or some of my friends. For a minute, there was like a moment where I thought he would leave me for 2 girls I knew. One being one of my really good friends, G. We're gonna call them G. But turns out G was gay. Cool. Good for them. But it felt a little weird because he would always go to talk to G, which point out is kind of weird to me when you're supposed to be dating me, but you keep constantly going to talk to my friend. And then there was this other moment where he talked to this girl that I was friends with, but stopped being friends with when she started flirting with him. Because I showed her a picture of him, and she was like, oh, he's ugly. And then a day later, she starts fucking flirting with him, and that shit pissed me off to no end. To this day, I still don't talk to this girl, and she'll try to reach out to me, but I don't want to talk to her. Then there's like a memory of me and him were on the phone. I was playing Minecraft and we were FaceTiming. He was actually talking to me for once, which is like, congratulations, you're actually talking to your girlfriend for once. And we were sitting there talking to each other, and he goes on this whole weird spiel about how his ex-girlfriends were crazy and they were just crazy and none of them knew what they were talking about, and that's the only reason they broke up, because they were so crazy and didn't know how to just be girlfriends. And now that I look back on it, it's like, whenever a dude says his ex-girlfriends are crazy, and apparently there were 5 ex-girlfriends in total for him, they were all crazy. Sir, what the fuck are you doing to make these girls crazy? Because not every one of these girls is crazy. There is a common denominator here, and I think it's you. I'm pretty sure it's you. And I'm pretty sure you're the fucking common denominator that made these girls go crazy. But then there was another time where he like kind of guilt tripped me and told me about like all the bad things that happened to his family, and like he was really adamant about all of this like really bad stuff happening to his family, which is kind of weird you're telling me this. He told me this like the first 2 months of us talking to each other. We didn't start quote unquote fully dating until after like 3 months, but we were together from the beginning half of my freshman year up until my birthday, which is the beginning half of my regular school year until March. But everyone in the anime club knew we were together. We weren't officially dating because I still wasn't allowed to date till I was 15, but we were together. I told people he was my significant other because I wasn't going to call him my boyfriend, because I knew if I said that my mom would get me. Now looking back on it, she probably wouldn't have been that mad, but fine. But it's really weird and kind of disturbing how much this guy was a little bit controlling to me, because he didn't like me talking to certain dudes, or he would ignore me sometimes to go hang out with his friends, like, which is fine, but like, you should acknowledge me, but I guess not. Then it got to the point of my one friend. I'm not friends with this girl anymore. We're gonna call her Q. She was saying how she didn't like how I was with him. I wasn't changing, but she was like, I don't like how you're just going to hang out with him, and I don't like how he's always around us. But in my head, as a 14-year-old who had a boyfriend, and a first serious one, I felt like she was just being jealous, which kind of was instilled because my sister said the same thing, because there were more moments where Q was just being completely mean to him, which is like understandable now, but back then it was a little weird that she just kept being outwardly hostile, and he wouldn't even do anything, and she'd just start mean mugging. And I didn't understand it until now, but like looking back on it, really weird. I'm no longer friends with Q, which is fine, but now that I look back on it, she probably had some really right opinions about M, especially since what happened. We were fine up until my 15th birthday. My 15th birthday, COVID had hit, but like we didn't know what it was fully. But the school had sent out an announcement the day of my party going, hey, no, it wasn't the day of my party. I think it was like a week later. But me and all the girls were in my room talking about it. He was supposed to come to the party along with some other friends, but he called out because of the virus, which a lot of other people did, which is fine. Because COVID, but we didn't know what it was at the time. But 2 weeks after, no, it wasn't 2 weeks. It was like 3 to 4 days after my party. I was at home, and by then the school had called all our parents going, hey, no more school. It is shut down because of this virus. So they were like, school will be canceled for 2 weeks. And we were all pretty happy, pretty chill about it. He texts me, no warning. We had talked to each other 2 days prior. And he was all happy. He was all nice, sweet, quote unquote, boyfriendly to his standards. And he texts me going, I don't think we can do this anymore. Which is like, oh, okay. And he's like, you're just too young for me. Which is like, you should have fucking realized that when you were 18 and I was 14. But being a 15-year-old girl, I was a little sad, but I wasn't heartbroken. But he was like, we can still be friends. And I'm like, I don't think I want to be friends. And he's like, oh, okay, that's cool. But he's like, I was talking to my sister and she said it was weird I was dating you. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then it was to the point where I was just sad. I told my friends, I told my mom and my sister, me and him had not talked for about a month after this. But then he came out of the fucking woodwork, texting and calling me sporadically, going, I want to get back together with you. I regret breaking up with you. And I'm like, I'm good. No, thank you. And I said it like that. And he's like, come on, give me another chance. I'm sorry. I can be better. We were a really cute couple together. We were good for each other. And I'm thinking back on it, I'm like, were we? Because I remember you being really shitty. But I didn't say that to him. I was just like, I don't want to get back together. It's fine. We can stay apart. Thank you. But he did not take that shit lightly. I know I'm cussing a lot more in this video than I did my last one. But this one irks me so much. M is one of the ones that irk me the most. He's not the one who irks me the most. That'll be the next few in the future videos. But he is the one who irks me so much. But he had 2 different accounts. I blocked him on his first account on Instagram, telling him, don't text me, don't call me, I don't want to get back together with you, you're scaring me. And he's like, how am I scaring you? I just want to be there, and I just want to be with you again. We were so good, we were each other's perfect match. What's wrong with you? We need to be back together. Texting me. I block him. He has his other account. Call. 3 calls in 2 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck? And he keeps calling until I block him. I'm telling my mom what's going on. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And she just block him. He's getting creepy. He's not taking no for an answer. Block him. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And I block him. Then it gets to the point where I was scared. This was going on the whole summer of him trying to get back together with me. And I had to block his phone number, which is one of the reasons I don't give out my phone numbers now. Because of him. He scared me so bad. I refused to give out my phone number because he used 2 to 3 different people's phone numbers to text me. And it was like, what the fuck? Leave me alone. And then me and my sister were driving one day. And mind you, I never go on Facebook. And I didn't go on Facebook at 15. But this was a month after him leaving me alone. He left me alone for 1 single month. And he left me alone. Then I check on Facebook and I notice it's a follow request from him on my Facebook account. Mind you, the only social media he had of mine was my TikTok and my Instagram. I blocked him on TikTok, blocked him on Instagram. on both accounts. Don't know how the fuck he found me on Facebook. He didn't know my last names from what I knew, and don't know how he fucking found me, which is terrifying as fuck that he did. But like an idiot, I unblocked him. Some of these messages are a little scarce because a lot of them were deleted. Don't know why, but here we go. These are some of our text messages that happened on July. Hello, hi, what are you doing? Nothing. Oh, okay. Is something work for you? Don't want to talk to me? Wrong. Don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. Question mark. Is something wrong or you don't want to talk to me? I don't want to talk to you. Oh, bye. Hello. Why do you text me at 3 in the morning? I just talk you realizing, my bad, okay? Hey, stop. Question mark, question mark. Stop texting me. I don't want to talk to you. You're scaring me. And then I sent a voice message because he sends me an emoji. And then I'm like, you want to talk like adults? We can talk like adults. Mind you, this spanned from July of 2020 to October of 2020. And there are more text messages. Then he sends me this from another account. Mind you, this was also around July. He was texting on 2 different accounts around the same time. Hey, well, before you type something, don't be at least mean, please. Just do voice memos. Mind you, I was cussing him out every day to leave me alone because at a certain point it was just scaring me and I wanted him to leave me alone. And then he goes, then my mom texts him, this is Kennedy's mom. Stop texting her or I will be contacting the police. You're scaring my daughter. Leave her the fuck alone. Wait, what? How am I scaring her? I never wanted to scare her. But then my mom texts him, leave my daughter the fuck alone. And then he texts, okay. We see each other one more time before he graduates. And he sees me in the hallway with my friends. And he's about to say something. And then he walks away in fear. Which was what I was feeling. I was so scared to see him, mind you. Because he did not leave me the fuck alone. But for some reason, I'm the bad guy in this situation. Not the guy who stalked a girl who wanted to break up with him. And he broke up with her and then he went crazy and stalked her. That's fun. But moral of the story is don't date somebody too much older than you because they might be a weirdo. Also, more stories are coming soon. This one took a minute for me to do, so I hope you guys like and enjoy it. And look at these pictures of me.
If I could figure it out, I'd take you back to my